Hi, and welcome to Golden Age Shooting. A wonderful evening to be answering some doubts of shooters. So, one of the questions or most common questions we get is why is my score not increasing? Okay, so always, whenever you're looking at scores, we recommend as coaches, we tell you look from the timeline perspective when your score is not improving. Okay, so all scores tend to stabilize and then only increase. So there are a lot of mistakes you keep doing. Okay, there's a combination of mistakes. Let's say there are mistake A, mistake B, mistake C, mistake D. So in an entire match, maybe the fourth shot was mistake A, 10th shot was mistake B, 15th shot was mistake C, then 20th shot was mistake A again, or 25th shot was a combination of A and C. So these shifts keep happening. Unless you gain control over all these mistakes, the scores won't jump. Okay, and this takes a long time to stabilize. So what we call as shooter's plateau. Okay, so I have drawn up an image for you here. So if you can see this closely, so what happens is shooters to get to a 90 average takes a very long time. Okay, this is the most difficult part. Learning some shooters do it very fast because they grasp the basics very well. So those people get to 540s very easily. So this is once you get to 540, then it takes a long time for you to stabilize and then move into the 550s and 560 scores. Okay, then from 560 to 570 is much shorter period, provided you are applying and working with the same intensity and working with the same basics and not tamper the basics. If you tamper the basics, this distance is going to become much longer because you have to figure out your mistakes, and figuring out the mistakes at that level becomes very difficult. Okay, so basics intact, training with the same intensity and vigor. Okay, so 540 to 560, and then 560 to 570. 570 also you will stabilize for a long time, then again get to 575, and to get 5 to 580 is where the real challenge is. Okay, so generally what is the time frame that people take to get to 540, 540, 560, 560 to 70, 75 and 80? I'll give you a longer period so that I'm not raising your hopes unnecessarily. Okay, so there are shooters who achieved from zero. I mean, the first day, let's say if they're shooting some 400 score, 380, 400 out of 600, then to get to 580, I've seen the shortest period of time somebody achieved up to 580 is about 1.5 year. In less than 1.5 year or just around 1.5 year, shooter went from absolute zero to 580. Absolutely possible. Some people I've worked with have got to 569 in less than 3 months. Okay, and after that they dropped out of shooting for whatever reason. That too has happened. I've seen this personally. A student of mine in the army, he had very short time to practice, and he really did well. He got a medal, and after that he just quit. Okay, of course, army duties. Here generally people to get to 540 takes about the very good training program, sticking to basics perfectly well, takes about anywhere between 6 months to a year. Okay, this I'm giving a longer perspective. Okay, so with basics and perfect training, intensity is medium, not high intensity. Okay, maintain the same thing, you need another 6 months, 1.5 year to get to 560. 570 and 575, to get to 575 you need another 1 year. Okay, 2.5 years to get to 575. Anything about 3 years you need to get to 580, and this I'm talking with absolute consistency. Okay, with perfect intensity, perfect training, taking care of your physical body, taking care of your mental game, sticking to the same basics, what basics you followed to reach 540. When this is happening, okay, only when this is happening, you will see an amazing result. And the longest period I've given is uh, three to 3.5 years, where you become very consistent to shoot 580s. That should be an ideal timeline. Otherwise, let's say I've told you again, few people have achieved in much shorter time. Few people have taken 4 5 years to reach 580, and this depends on individual. The answer is how well they are attached to their basics, and what is the intensity they are training with, how they are taking care of their body, and how they are taking care of their mind. So altogether, that shooters plateau, and shooters who are unable to increase their score always have written down notes which tells you from what period of time to what period was 560 or 540 or 570, only then measure. Don't just consider from the perspective of, okay, now I've hit 550. Okay, just one day I shot 550, otherwise my average is 540. That doesn't mean your average is 540. Okay, it was a high score. Okay, consider the whole month's average or 2 months average, only then you will be able to get a correct answer. So whenever you're going, maintain averages of all your training sessions over 6 months, 1 year, 1.5, 2 years. If you have record of your sessions, you get your perfect average. Just put it out in an Excel sheet and do it. Okay, all the best, good luck, and thank you for watching Golden Ace. To spread the joy of shooting, always ensure you're following the safety rules. Always point the gun in the safe direction. Second, treat the gun as always loaded. Three, use safety flag wherever it's necessary and even if it's not necessary. Happy shooting.